nice to have you here. And you know what? I could you can bet 500 million bucks to the dollar who would show up first. Of course, young Mr. Nick. And I'll tell you what, mate, you have made the 100 trillion zillion fair start points. What can I say? There you go. You've said it. I hate this time of year. You now go live on Wednesdays at 3 a.m. my time. But I did set up a pretty awesome train experience before I leave to the US next May for Canada and Australia. Mate, I hope you have an awesome time. So let's have a listen and see what it's all about. You're taking the late night train from Minneapolis to Boston. Okay, so that's near where my cousin lives. To spend the night before he rides America's fastest train, the en route from Boston to Washington, D.C., a 7-hour trip called the Acela or Acela. You'll teach me that later on. And then you have about a 3-hour layover in Washington before you board another Acela train or Acela train, headed to New York City and spend the night before you board the train from New York City up to Montreal. Man, that's an amazing trip. The train from Montreal is called the Adirondack, pronounced Adirondack. Okay, Adirondack. Thanks for the pronunciation, mate. I couldn't have done it. Adirondack, it takes 12 hours and many people consider the most beautiful train route in the east coast of the US. Mate, just wait until you come down under, huh? Just wait, seriously. Daniel, my mate, how are you, buddy? Looking forward to catching up when you come on down under for your cruise. So, okay, so here we go. Cruises. Who's home and who's still cruising? In fact, who's starting to cruise? Well, I know for a fact that the non-group cruise, you try and say that 3 times fast, OMG. The non-group cruise went off without a hitch. The whole everything. I missed you last night. I hope you're all well. Hey Team Duck, sorry I was not in last night. Well, mate, hope you had a good time and you enjoyed. Tell us all about it. So, as I was saying, the people on the non-group cruise are all back to their places, and then there was the booze cruise that went straight after that. Well, they're home as well. Okay, so on the non-group cruise you had, oh my goodness, you had, there were a bucket load of people on that one. You had Sherry from Destination Fun. You had Nurse Nancy, Nautical Nurse Nancy and hubby. Thanks for that, Nick. Pronounced it correctly the first time, Acela. Well, I tried, mate. He was not well. Mental health was kicking my... Oh, mate. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Hey, but I hope you're in a better frame of mind. And you know what, mate? Like I said before, there's always an ear. But, again, make sure you get the right help. Okay, so there was Nautical Nurse Nancy. There was Dewey. There was Eric B was on that cruise. Man, there were a bucket load of people, and I can't remember them all. They were just all there on that cruise. On the booze cruise, we had Jimmy. We had Jimmy. We had who do we have? Bill. Most of it was to do with bloody doctors. Yeah, I can understand that. G'day, Marjorie. How are you? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Bit early for you or a bit late? Hey, Daniel, Nick, and Marjorie from Joe. So, yeah, so as I was saying, there was Jimmy was on board the booze cruise. There was Clocky that was there. Josh and Chastity from the Moonlight Adventures. There was Bill from Warmstrong Adventures. There was the Naughty Cruiser. There was Bruce and Cindy. Cindy's way cuter than Bruce. from ocean to ocean travel. There was also Rob from cruising on the high seas. There was also a bucket load of others. I'm just trying to think who they all were. I mean, there was just so many. Oh, CME Travels, SET. So Curtin and I always forget her name. Marjorie. Curtin Marjorie? Yeah, Marjorie. Anyway, Kurt and his wife. There was Greg Welsh and Felicia. Greg and Felicia were on board that cruise. So, Marsha, there we go. Kurt and Marsha. So there were a bucket load of people on board that cruise, and I think the number of cruises, the number of not cruises, the number of creators was pretty close in both cruises, I reckon. But at any rate, you guys will clarify that. I'll tell you what though, they certainly all seem to have a bucket load of fun. And I can tell you now, from deep down inside where I live, I'm incredibly jealous. Incredibly jealous. What can I say? Because we didn't go on that cruise. Well, part of the problem is wrong time of year for us. You guys are busy winding down a bit for the Christmas break. Then once you've done the Christmas break, you're back into it anyway because you get your mid-year holidays when your summer comes in. For us, it's our summer holidays start in around about December, so this is like gear up time so that we can afford to get the bucks in so that we can pay for the holiday we want to go on. So yeah, so that's our big news. Excuse me. So at the end of the day, folks, you guys, yeah, if you listen to any of their live streams or any of their streams right now, they certainly have an absolute ball. And so yeah, Nick is saying, Joe, you guys spell AUD with an E on the end. Never seen that before. Must be an Aussie spelling. Huh? Aussie dollars. Yeah, I suppose. All right, okay, I'll go with that. Aussie dollars. I'll go with that. Biday everyone from Nick. Joe's going, Nick, I sense it. Excuse me. I sense it as I like to be well-mannered. You sure do, Joe. The word is arts. Take the space out of and make one word. That's it. That's it. We got it. Alpha Romeo Sierra Echo. That's the word. Am I right, Joe? Alright, so let's get back onto it. So now what's the cruise behind? Well, that's the cruise ship we're going to be doing on 2nd of January. Joe, you going to come along with us? Could you come along with us if you wanted? Anybody else this side of town who's joining us? I hope we get Dale from Brizzy coming to join us, Dale Michelle. He's a nice dude. I believe that there's going to be some mates of mine up in Newcastle that'll probably be coming on board. Well, one of them's on the Central Coast. So I hope he's coming in, and if he's in the chat in the background, he might come on board as well. So there we go. So at any rate, all we need is a bit of fun, guys. A bit of fun in the sun, and we're gonna have an absolute ball because on our cruise we're headed up to Fiji, headed up to Vanuatu, we're headed up to New Caledonia and a few other places around. So it's going to be an absolute load of fun. That's the wrong one. Anyway, I won't look there for it. Now let's have a look at who's been in port right now. In Melbourne. In Melbourne today we had no one. Yesterday we had the Carnival Splendor. tomorrow the Disney Wonder's coming in, and it is going to be home porting here for a while. So it's a terminating cruise is what they say here. So Disney Wonder, see if we can pop down tomorrow and go and have a squizzy. They'll be coming in at what time? At 6:15, and they'll be leaving at 1700. So maybe we can actually get a chance to have a look at them. In Sydney, today they had the Brilliance of the Seas. Tomorrow they got the Brilliance of the Seas at Eden Cruise Wharf. So that'll be an interesting one. Out of Brizzy, so Brisbane had, today they had the Grand Princess. Tomorrow they're going to have the Noordam, the Holland American Noordam. So that'll be nice. So cruising's back. Ships are here. Joe's saying that he's been watching VFK Charlie Golf Victor Foxtrot Kilo flying around this afternoon. She's a big plane, looks like a pregnant beluga when on the ground. What's she been carrying? Water? Has she been fighting those fires, or is she a cargo plane? That's an interesting plane. Charlie Victor Golf. What's the C stand for? What's the Charlie stand for? Golf Victor Foxtrot Kilo. Very good, Joe. I'm impressed. Your phonetical spelling is awesome. Yeah, we need to teach people how to do it more often, because I reckon it can be so expressive. You know, you can just sort of swear at somebody without them knowing it. You're actually doing it, right? Mate, I just love your Foxtrot Golf Hotel Oscar Yankee Hotel. I forgot the alpha in the middle there. But I'm not going to continue with that discussion, because I'll land myself into serious trouble. I've done that once or twice. Landed myself in serious trouble. But there you go, folks. You know, what can I say? It's all part of the fun. Part of the fun in the sun. So, it's an air tanker. Based on the British Avro. Romeo Juliet 85 jet aircraft. RJ 85. So it's a water tanker, yeah? So those guys are busy fighting fires. Well, let's hope they get those fires and deal with them. You guys aren't affected by it, are you? I mean, you're not that close, are you? I hope not. I hope you guys are safe. But then again, you guys had what, 30 odd degrees today? We had 27 rain, and now it's like about 17 with 84% humidity. OMG, what's the weather like where you're at, Nick? It can't be 17. At least not in the C category. Maybe it's 17F, which is frickin' cold. You call it Fahrenheit, we call it frickin' cold. Joe is saying, hell yeah, Gold Victor Foxtrot Kilo is based at Dubbo Regional Airport for the fire season. Oh well, and where does it get its water from? Have you got some lakes and dams around there? Excuse me. Hopefully that's where you get your water from. I think I caught something from Jimmy. I wasn't on his cruise at all. But you know what? These waves can get things. Airwaves, yeah. 30.1 C. That's a nice day. At least they didn't get to 38. That's a bit of a scorcher. I think the first year we were in Australia, we got 42 degrees. Man, that was hot. I was like 43 years ago. Goodness me. I'm showing my age here, Joe. I'm showing my age. Seriously. Alright, so, as I was saying, we've got people coming off cruise ships now. I believe that Jimmy was on the Carnival Glory for the booze cruise, and ah, New South Wales Rural Fire Service fills it up at the airport with 11,355 litres with each uptake. OMG, that's a Sierra Tango load of water. I could put all the other letters in the middle, but you know what I mean, Joe. It's a Sierra load of water. Seriously. And of course that dumped in like 5 seconds, right? Right on top of the fire. Hopefully they stamp it out. The booze cruise was the Carnival Glory, and I believe that they're trying to recreate this cruise in sometime in the near future. But because of the fact that we don't actually celebrate Halloween down under to the same extent that you do over there in the US, I doubt we'll be actually going on that. And besides, it's the wrong time of the year for us. There is one exception to the rule when that happens, and that'll be the Rock and Roll Group cruise. When it happens, we're still not sure exactly what's going on with that one. I was hoping to find out today so that I could tell you guys, but I can't. Bruce was too busy recovering. And I believe Kenny sails out in 2 days. What a lucky man. Amy's cruise is happening in 347. That's on the 21st of October 2024. Going on the Carnival Breeze out of Galveston. That'll be an awesome cruise. And then, of course, we've got still some opportunity for you guys to join us on the Ducks cruise, which is 421 days. Bruce will try and get you on the Ocean to Ocean Group cruise, which is in 584 days, and that's on the 15th of June. And the Rock and Roll cruise, well, who knows when that's going to happen, but at least 750 odd days. Okay, Joe is going, yep, flying at 400 feet above the fire. They also use Phos-Chek fire retardant as well. You know, when they used Phos-Chek as the belly of the aircraft is stained pink. Yeah, I know, that stuff is awesome though, because it certainly does dampen the fire a whole heap, and it helps the guys on the ground. Now, Joe, are you a reservist with the Rural Fire Service? Do you go out there and fight some of the fires, or you do other things? So, like I said, behind us is the Celebrity Edge. Now, I believe the Celebrity Edge are on their way down under as well. I believe around about March, I believe, is when it's going to be here. But I could be wrong. But I've heard that it will be here for this season. And then we've got Princess, which is giving us a bucket load more ships. I believe we're getting I think I'm wrong, but I believe we could be getting the Majestic and the Grand and the Coral. I believe the Majestic is supposedly going to be staying here for about a year and a bit, so we'll see how that goes. Joe is saying that he had applied last year to become a volunteer, but due to mental health, he had to abandon the process. He will be looking at trying again soon. Mate, I hope you do. And you know what? Even if you don't do fire, you do something like first aid, or, you know, like with the Johnnies, or SES even. You know, SES would be grateful for people coming in and helping cutting down some of those trees and so forth. Unless you're already part of some of those organisations. But if you can fight fires, mate, more to you. In actual fact, while I was, I don't know if you guys all know, but I'm ex-South African, and while I was living in South Africa, we had a organisation called Civil Defence, which assisted the fire department, the Johannesburg Fire Department, and some other fire departments around the country by providing both firefighters and first aiders. Excuse me. Because the ambulance service is run by the fire department there, and so we actually, both my dad was involved in fire, but he also did some first aid, and I was doing fire at the time, fire training. So we were there as assistants for the fireys to give them a bit of respite and time as well. So I fully understand. In fact, I've been known to float above the roof of a fire station while being trained on hoses because I wasn't being backed up properly. Joe saying he'd love to join the Volunteer Rescue Association, VRA in New South Wales. Did you know that VRA New South Wales was started in Dubbo? I didn't know that. And what would it take for you to join them? Because you would be doing some amazing things, getting people out of all sorts of circumstances, you know, flood circumstance, or you don't have much high stuff around you, but getting them off the side of a hill, or getting them out of a car accident, or there's a whole host of things that the Volunteer Rescue Association does. Excuse me 1 second. OMG. Anyway, so yep, so that's the good news happening then. Okay, so let's get back to these lovely cruise ships, because I mean, Celebrity Edge, well, we've been looking at the all the guff, all the videos that I've put out about Celebrity Edge, and there are guys there that are saying that it compares quite favourably to Princess. I was listening to Alison from Let's Go Travel Tips today, and she's currently on, I think it's the Carnival Celebration, and she was doing a sail away from the last one, not Aruba, Bonaire, La Romana, Amber Cove. She was doing a sail away from Amber Cove, and she was saying that it was her. She's there with her her cruise. She's an affiliate of a TA organisation, and she was talking. They were talking about all the different cruise. Well, that organisation was having a conference, and they had on board all the cruise lines salespeople that were on board. And unfortunately, the service that they got out of Celebrity was not that good in terms of hierarchy who was there, especially with such a huge organisation like the cruise organisation she's associated with, or the TA that she's associated with. And she was saying that she wasn't getting a lot of fun out of that. So anyway, you know what? It is what it is. You go and enjoy yourself, I reckon, each person to their own. We're looking forward to going on the Celebrity Edge. Why? Because it's the first modern style ship that we will be seeing. It's the first large ship that will be going on. And actually, Ilana and I are happy to attempt to go on any cruise that's going on down under, you know. We want to try all the cruise lines. And in actual fact, we had an opportunity with there's a channel here called the Cruise and Travel Guy, Adrian, and he was saying that he's a TA anyway, and he was saying that his group were putting on, or there was an opportunity for his group and others that were interested to go on the Resilient Lady, which is the Virgin cruise ship. And what you can do is, when the ship is in port, it's $99 for a person to go on board that cruise ship, and that you can go on board that cruise ship and enjoy some of the meals that are there for $99 per person. It's not an exorbitant night out, but it's you know. So we tried to book for Melbourne and booked out. Sydney, booked out. Forget it. It had only been advertised for 3 minutes and it was already booked out. Joe is saying, let's have a look. He forgot to mention the other week that it was good to put a name to a face with regards to Ilana. Thank you, mate. don't tell her this, but she's my queen. She's awesome, and don't tell her this, because she'll just get all shy and upset with me. Anyway, so yeah, that is bloody good value. We were hoping we could do it, but it seems like the whole world got in before us. Also, Virgin are doing, now here's the thing, 3 nights. I believe it's leaving Melbourne, going round home, round Tasmania back to Melbourne. 3 nights, $1,000 a person. That's a lot of money, considering that you can do a cruise for 10 nights on P&O or any of those out to the South Pacific, and that would be roughly about $1,500 to $2,000. Seriously. I mean, you know, Joe is going, it's between you and me, mate. What happens in the live stays in the live. Mate, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, because you know what? We don't want it getting out to the general population, so let's just keep it in the live. Sean, seriously. Anyway, so it would be lovely to go aboard that ship, but right now, got to find $2,000 to get on for 3 nights. It's a bit steep. Anyway, it is what it is. We've got Disney Wonder coming in, so we should make some time to go down there, get some film if we can, and then put it out on the channel, let you guys have a look. And you know what? If it works out, it works out. It will be, you know, what will be will be. So I've got my a ticket in tomorrow night's lottery, the Powerball. Hopefully we win. If we win, awesome. Who's cruising? We are. If not, we'll have to keep on working. What can I say? You know, we work to cruise. We don't cruise to work. We work to cruise. And you know what? It'll whatever will be will be. We'll be on board the cruise ship one way or another. And of course, well, I always harp on this. I reckon it is the best holiday that anyone can have. The best. Joe's saying, all going to plan. I'll be going live this Saturday morning at 10 a.m. New South Wales. Mate, that'd be awesome. I'm going to check you out. What's Joe Hups the channel, I hope. So I'm going to make sure that we check you guys out. Because you support us, we're going to support you, my friend. And I'm going to let Jimmy know, because Jimmy needs to. So 10, 8, 7, 6, 5. So it'll be 5 p.m. for him, so he better get his butt out of bed. It's only Friday night for him. He can get his butt back home from work. Anyway, it sure is. Please feel free to subscribe. Awesome. Joe Harp, sub to his channel, please. Joe, what's the live going to be about? What's your topic? What's the genre of your channel? Give us a heads up. Sell your channel to us. Let us know what it's all about. And it's open to all in this fine chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you ever so much. I will use the word fine chat loosely though, because you know I'm here. Okay, so okay, that's cool. Joe's channel is Just Chatting. His channel is Randomness Epitomized. Mate, that's so cool. That's awesome. Well, we'll get in there. We'll have a watch. We'll see what's cooking and get on with it. I think it's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. Excuse me there, folks. All right, so I don't know much about. I think the only cruise lines that Ilana and I are most familiar with are Princess and Carnival. We've done more Princess than we've done Carnival, and we're looking forward to having some fun on the Celebrity Edge. And then you never know. Maybe we might get to trip on a Norwegian. We'd love to go on a Holland America, have a look at that. We were looking at Royal Caribbean, but Ilana doesn't like the big ones. So, at any rate, we'll see. We'll have a look and see what happens. Joe is planning on doing a couple of vlogs on where he's travelled in the upcoming months. And we'll be starting with your very fine city. Mate, that's cool. When were you down in Melbourne? And how long were you here for? And why didn't you check us out? We could have had a coffee together. Any rate, it is what it is. We shall find another opportunity to catch up. Maybe before our cruise. I don't know. Things happen when they happen. Okay, so let's go back and just talk a little bit about some of the cruise ships, because the very first ship that we went on was the Golden Princess, and the Golden Princess eventually got sold off by Princess, and it got bought by P&O Australia. And P&O Australia turned it into the Pacific Adventurer, I believe. And it is stuck down under, sailing down under all over the place, all over the time. So we definitely want to get a go on there just to have a look at our old girl, because she's the reason we're in cruising. We had an absolute ball on board that ship. Joe's saying he was down in Melbourne in 2016. This was way back before he knew us. Down for 10 days. What did you come down for, mate? Was it a holiday, or did you meet up with friends, or what was the circumstance? The next ship that Ilana and I cruised on was the Sun Princess. And funny you hear that name, because the Sun Princess, the ship was actually scrapped not long after it left Oz. And now we're finding out that the Sun Princess is actually coming back reincarnated. So that'll be an awesome opportunity to be on board the namesake, if we're ever that lucky. The next ship we went on was the Carnival Horizon. And obviously that's a newer ship, and we had to travel all the way across the pond to get onto that newer ship. And I'll tell you what, it was a bit on the warm side in certain areas, but it was an amazing cruise. We had a lot of fun. It was the inaugural HH4C cruise. We had a good bunch of people with us, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Joe is saying that he flew down for holidays, stayed with friends in Caroline Springs, which saved him an absolute bucket load of accommodation. Yeah, mate, that's very true. So you stayed down here for 10 days and you had an absolute ball, I'm sure. Caroline Springs is not a bad area. It's a newer area, but it's not bad. It's north of the city. So we need... And did you get... What did you see? Did you see all the sights of Melbourne? As in, did you get to the markets, Queen Vic Market? Did you get back to, let me see, did you get down to having a look at the Rialto Towers? What did you see? Where did you go? Joe is saying that this was back when there were direct Dubbo Essendon flights with Jetco. Oh, don't they fly anymore? That's a shame. Although Rex does some stuff, I believe. I don't know who Who flies out of Essendon? Out of Dubbo now? Does anybody fly out of Dubbo? And do you have anything headed down to Melbourne? Actually, with Jetgo down to Essendon, you would have been well placed for Caroline Springs anyway, because it's that side of town. Oh, they went balls up. Oh, that's a shame. When did that happen? Did they go just before or just during the pandemic? Or did they do that well before? And is anybody flying out of Dubbo at the moment? Dubbo is one of those central places in New South Wales, which is a relatively big town, but it also needs a lot of infrastructure for flying and all that sort of stuff. So you never know. Here's hoping, huh? Here's hoping. Okay, Joe is saying that Dubbo to Essendon now is flown by a Saab 340 operated by Link. By Qantas Link. Is that Qantas Link or just Link Airways? And he also goes on to say they went belly up well before COVID. Okay. Well, here's hoping that I mean, what's it cost to fly down to Melbourne these days with Link? Hopefully it's not too expensive. And then once you've done Melbourne, what are you going to do? Sydney or Adelaide or Perth? Or been to Adelaide, been to Perth, been to Sydney. We can talk about Brizzy, been there. If you talk about Tassie, no mate, I haven't been. No, Link Airways is a separate airline. Link was formerly known as Fly Corporate. So what, have they only got a Saab, or how often do they fly out of Dubbo down to Essendon? Is it a regular flight? Okay, so the Carnival Horizon, as I was saying, an awesome ship. Okay, Joe is saying, got to see chocolate in different light, got to see the MCG, went to an all-German car show, went for a walk on Chelsea Beach and saw the beautiful beach huts. Yeah. They have Saab 340s and Fairchild Metroliners. Oh, cool. So they would be what, 8 to 12 seaters? If that? 340s? Yeah, I think 8 or 12 seaters. And do they fly often? And from Dubbo, where else can you go? Is it just down to Melbourne, or do you go to Sydney? Can you go to Brizzy? That's the thing. Bonza Airlines is taking in some of the rural areas as well. They're flying to areas where the general crowd would not fly into. So, for example, Virgin, Qantas, Rex. Although Rex is a regional airline, but they won't fly into places like Eden and Dubbo and all that sort of stuff. All right, so Joe is saying they fly daily from Dubbo to Essendon. Link also has Dubbo to Brizzy. Oh, that's cool. So they've got flights going in two places, Brisbane and Dubbo. Is it one flight a day, or is it multiple flights a day? I can't see there be business for more than, say, 2 flights a day. Bonza uses the Boeing 737 just a touch too big for our airport. Yeah, I know. And they're flying into Eden, I know, but and also a couple of other regionals. It's the bigger regionals, because to be honest, the 737 flying into some of those places. But what can we say, you know? An airline has to make money, so it flies best which way it can. Okay. Joe is also saying Rex Regional Express is an airline that was formed after the collapse of Orange-based Hazelton Airlines. Is it? I didn't know that. I thought Rex was around for a while longer than that. But anyway, um, whatever you say, mate. You know those airlines better than I do. I'm only just an Aussie. Okay, so let me just have a look. Okay, there we go. All right, so Carnival Horizon was our next ship, and that was the inaugural Helping Hands for Cruising Group Cruise. Nice ship, bit big, but nice ship. The next ship that we went on was the Grand Princess, and that was fun because we took my mum and dad on their inaugural cruise, and we went from Melbourne to Sydney via Eden. You heard me mention them before, but the good news was that mum and dad enjoyed it. They had good fun, and what's more was it was their best. It was a memory, right? The whole family was together, my sister and us. Unfortunately, my sister's kids and my son couldn't come along with us. But hey, if they could, it would have been great. And you know what? We had fun. We had fun. Joe is saying, yes, it is. The founder of Hazelton Airlines, Max Hazelton, recently passed away at the age of 98. Wow. Wow, 98. That's a good innings. 2 years short of the Queen's letter. I think it's now the King's letter. Our far King Charlie. Far. Well, he is far. He lives the other side of the world, and he is our King Charles. So there we go. So, Grand Princess has been up and back. They've done the Alaska trip. They're back in Melbourne tomorrow. Back in Melbourne today, I believe. And Sydney not that long ago. So, you know, they're all doing the roundabouts, joining in our cruise, having some fun, and we never know. I got to sort something out here. At the end of the day, folks, you know what? We'll just have some fun, enjoy the time with people, and what more can we say? You know, it's a ball. Cruising, I believe, is the absolute amazing thing. You get an opportunity to spend time with people, do exciting things on board a cruise ship, get to see the world, get to meet new people. It's, what can I say? You know, it's just fun. It's just fun, you know, the more fun you have, the better it is. Your food's laid out for you, your accommodation's laid out for you, your travel is laid out for you, because when you're on the cruise, it's moving and you're going from port to port, so you get the chance to see the world. Just love the opportunity. Joe is saying, just treat each day as if it was your last. Tomorrow's not certain. When my father passed away in 2013, he did not realise how true that saying was. Yeah, I know. I'm privileged that I still have the opportunity to put my arms around both my parents. I count my blessings every day, but you never know, that call may come. You know, Ilana's got the privilege of putting her arms around her dad. Unfortunately, her mum went to God a while ago, so before my time anyway. So time with people is short, and so we took the opportunity and went on a cruise with my mum and dad, gave them the opportunity to enjoy a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and it just certainly helps to go ahead and show just exactly what the HH4C format is all about, because we like to give people who've never had an opportunity that opportunity to join us and have fun with us. So there we go. You know, what more can we say? Joe is saying that it's very hard every day. He's constantly reminded how fragile life is, and it is painful. I'll tell you what's interesting, Joe. I was doing a course today. In the course was a lady. We were doing CPR, and I mentioned something about defibs and a message that it comes out with. And I answered the first one, and I went, and then I came to the second statement. And when I finished the second statement, she just gave this real big sigh, and then the waterworks started. And I looked at her and I went, "What's going on?" She goes, 6 months ago she lost her brother. And I went, that's not nice. She goes, "Yeah, it's not nice. He went to hospital the day before, got discharged from the hospital, and then the next day he was dead." And I went, "So what's going on?" She said, "Well, you know, she's got things to do, and she's reminded of him." And I go, "So how are you doing?" She goes, "Well, things are not good." I went, "For him, things are good." She goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "He's not around to suffer anymore. He's good. It's you that is not good." And she went, "Yeah, you're right. Those of us that are left behind, sometimes it's very difficult. But at the end of the day, folks, if we can stick," and I know Jimmy goes with this quite often. He talks about PMA, positive mental attitude. You know what? Yes, PMA is very important, and if we can keep that attitude going, it will change life. You know, at the end of the day, when you've got somebody who is not healthy and your mind is worried about them all the time, that's not good for you. That's not good for them. But when God decides to take them on board, those people are in a good place, and in a good place because they're with God. They're not suffering their pain and anguish anymore. Those that are suffering are those that are left behind. And it's a matter of attitude that those that are left behind need to come to terms with the fact that, hey, they're much better off where they are now because they don't suffer the pain and the anguish anymore. So, Joe, if I've hurt your feelings there, mate, I'm really sorry, but I can concur with your feelings. So, and I just had to relate that story for you, because that at the end of the day is the important bit. You know, keeping positive, staying positive. Life's beautiful. Joe is saying he's seeing a very worried friend in his mental well-being tracking in the health app on his iPhone, and it is freaking him out. As long as that friend of yours is getting some help, that's the main thing. In all fairness, you did well reminding me that I need to remain positive. Hey, thank you, mate. Yep, it's about staying positive. And you know what, that mate of yours, as long as he's seeing help, as long as he's getting the help, there's no need for you to be freaked out. Because if you freak out, you'll just put it on him, and then he may act out. At the end of the day, let him get the help he needs. And encourage him, you know. Just like I encourage you, mate, go and get the help. If you're getting the help, you're fine. And those that are in a negative space, they need to work their own way out, because nobody will pull themselves out of a hole if they don't want to be out of that hole. If they want to stay in that hole, they will. Best way to get them out of a hole, get them on a cruise. Get them seeing new things. Get them learning about new facts. Anyway, enough of my banter. All I know is that cruise ships are back. Cruise ships are taking us everywhere, and we're going to have an absolute ball on those cruise ships. So, folks, we've been going for 51 minutes, and I don't have a lot more else to say. I just wish all of you that are across the pond a great day. Those of us that are on our side of the pond, those of us on our side of the pond, guys, take it easy, have a great night, and make sure you stay safe and well. G'day, Will. How you going, buddy? You'll be home. You've got things to take care of here. Good on you, buddy. Nice to see you there. Joe, he's planning a trip to Bremer Bay in Western Australia to see wild killer whales. That's one of your dreams. Mate, you know what? You jump on a cruise, the cruise takes you round, and you catch the whales out in the ocean. But you know what? Taking a trip to Bremer Bay would be just as amazing. And g'day to William from Joe. Okay, so let me say, hello Shawnee from blasted cold and windy Montana. What do you mean cold? What's the weather like? Come on, give me a figure. I mean, we're sitting on 17C here. Come on, what have you got? What have you got, Will? I'll hold the chat open until I get a response. Otherwise, we're going. Joe's he's out. Got to check out if Jimmy's doing a live. Jimmy will be doing a live, but it'll be an hour later, so he'll be on at 2200 because 2200 is 6 a.m. their time. So if you're going to be around, that's cool. Joe is saying g'day to Michael Ann. I didn't even see Michael Ann come on in. It's 3C. Oh my goodness, Michael Ann. Oh, g'day, letting the dog out. Who let the dogs out? Oof, oof, oof. G'day, Joe. Michael Ann, 3C. Goodness me. Goodness me. Well, 3C is still this side of freezing. But wait a minute. It's, what's the time for you now? Let me have a look. Time for you you're the other side. It's like 1:53, right? Is that right? You that side of town, or is it later? Are you on Eastern time or? Wait a minute. What's it in Miami? Yeah, LA's that side. Yeah. William is saying, oh, don't be a Grinch, smile for us. It's hump day for you, yes? It's hump day for you as well. 4:53. Oh, so you're Eastern. Yep. 1 a.m. WST. Western Standard Time? No, you're Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, West would be like 1 o'clock or something. Yeah. 2:45, can't sleep. 25. Is that F or C? Oh, it's minus 25. Minus 25. And I'm assuming that's F because you're Yankee-fied. So that's like about 32 is zip. So that's like about -3. That's cool. Maybe I got that wrong, Markalan. Is that about right? -25 is like about -3 or something. If 32 is zip. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so by the way, for those that do not know, Joe is doing a live stream. Joe Hupp. Let me get his channel up. This is his channel, Joe Hupp, right? Joe Hupp. Get onto his channel on Friday night. Okay, so it'll be Saturday morning Australia time. He'll be on at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is about 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It'll be 6 p.m. your time across the pond, Eastern. And Joe will be doing a live stream. So let's encourage him. Let's get on there. And yep, certainly we'll enjoy the time with him. So there we go, folks. Lots and lots and lots of fun in the sun. Now the reason why the times have changed for you folks is we went into daylight saving, which added an hour, and the folks in the U.S. came out of daylight saving, which added another hour. So if I take my time and I subtract 4 hours, I've got your time yesterday. If you add 4 hours, you've got my time tomorrow. How's that sound? Was that confusing enough for you? I try my best. I know I do. William is saying good day to Michael Ann. All right, so let's bring this to a close. So, folks, thanks for popping in. Please have a safe day today. Please stay on the good and narrow. Be positive, as Jimmy likes to say. We'd like to make sure that you guys join us on a cruise. 10 p.m. Eastern is when we will have the Down Under cruises on again with the lovely Queen Ilana and myself up on board. That'll be 2 p.m. our time, Joe, on Saturday Arvo. So, folks, have an awesome week. Take it easy, and we shall catch up with you later. Have a ball.